Recently, President Cyril Ramaphosa signed the Employment Equity Amendment Bill into law. This was met with mixed reactions from South Africans, with some hailing it as progress towards transformation and others calling the act regressive and racist. Emotions in South Africa run high anytime something has to do with race, so it's challenging to have an open and honest discussion about matters that involve race without people being automatically polarized. But one thing is undeniable. South Africa's unemployment rate is unsustainable. The country will fail if more people are not brought into the formal economy. Along with the electricity crisis, unemployment is the nation's greatest threat. The government should be doing everything possible to address unemployment and create an environment for economic growth. Unfortunately, the ANC is harming job creation and is instead only focused on racially engineering the distribution of jobs that already exist. And this is all that the Employment Equity Amendment Bill will achieve. The Act allows the Minister of Labour to set racial quotas for every industry, effectively allowing the government to racially engineer the workforce. The quotas are entirely up to the minister's discretion, meaning that they can subjectively decide which industry or level of employment is too white or not black enough. The country has an official unemployment rate of 34%, but only 9% of the population is white. So even if we assumed that no white person is currently unemployed and then gave every white person's job to a black person, there would still be twice as many unemployed black people as there would be white people. So South Africa's problem is not who has jobs, but that we don't have enough. This bill will further add to that problem by chasing away foreign investment and hampering job creation. There is also a reason that it is called the Employment Equity Bill and not the Employment Equality Bill. And that is because equity and equality are not the same things. An Employment Equality Bill would make it illegal to discriminate against someone based on their race. In contrast, the Equity Bill mandates discrimination based on race. Dave Donnelly, who served on the Alaskan state legislature for 16 years, explains the difference between equality and equity. Equality means equal treatment, unbiased competition, and impartially judged outcomes. Equity can mean equal outcomes, achieved if necessary by unequal treatment, biased competition, and preferential judging. So equality is equal treatment, unbiased competition, and impartiality, while equity is unequal treatment, biased competition, and preferential treatment. Equity is euphemistically referred to as equality of outcomes, but the legendary economics professor Thomas Sowell warned that a society that puts equality in the sense of equality of outcome ahead of freedom will end up with neither equality nor freedom. The use of force to achieve equality will destroy freedom, and the force, introduced for good purposes, will end up in the hands of people who use it to promote their own interests. Professor Sowell's warning is accurate for South Africa. The Equity Bill will not achieve equality, and the ANC has used equity in the form of affirmative action and BEE purely for their own interests. Furthermore, no country can be truly free if it has racist laws. And make no mistake, the Employment Equity Amendment Bill is racist. According to the dictionary, racism is prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular racial or ethnic group. By this definition, the Employment Equity Amendment Bill is clearly racist. It discriminates against people based on their membership of a particular racial group. Let's imagine children are queuing on the playground to go on a slide. The next child in line is a white boy, but the teacher stops him because the child in front of him was also white. Now he has to wait until 20 black children have gone so that the usage of the slide matches the country's demographics. Undoubtedly, this scenario would be racist because it would be discriminating against the child based on his race. But this is precisely how the Employment Equity Amendment Bill works. It discriminates against one person based on their race, under the guise of promoting someone else based on their race. In a theory of justice, John Rawls said, "Each person possesses an inviolability founded on justice that even the welfare of society as a whole cannot override. For this reason, justice denies that the loss of freedom for some is made right by a greater good shared by others. It does not allow that the sacrifices imposed on a few are outweighed by the larger sum of advantages enjoyed by many. Therefore, in a just society, the liberties of equal citizens are taken as settled. The rights secured by justice are not subject to political bargaining or the calculus of social interests." What this means is that a just, non-racial society can only function under the principle of equality, not equity. Laws that prejudice one person, even if they seek to advance another, cannot exist in a truly equal society. As long as laws make it possible to discriminate against one person to benefit another, we are not serious about being a just, non-racial society. The Employment Equity Amendment Bill is regressive in that it takes us back to a place where your race determines the level to which you are afforded equal rights. As a nation, we have to choose. Either we rejected racism in 1994, or we simply put it under new management.